Imagine this, a man who's allegedly been running one of the most dangerous criminal empires in the world, living openly in a luxury desert city for a decade, suddenly being yanked off a plane and thrown into a high-security prison. That's exactly what happened to Daniel Kinahan, and it's a story that raises so many fascinating questions about power, justice, and the invisible war being waged against organized crime. Personally, I think this extradition isn't just about one guy. It's a symbolic moment in the global fight against transnational crime networks. Let me break this down for you. Here's the thing, Dubai isn't exactly known for being a haven for criminals. But wait, what if it is? The fact that Kinahan, a man linked to drug trafficking, murder, and money laundering, could live there for years without a single red flag is wild. It makes me wonder how many other players in the underworld are using places like the UAE as safe zones. What's even more interesting is that this extradition happened under an agreement between Ireland and the UAE. That's a pretty bold move for a country that's traditionally been seen as a neutral financial hub. In my opinion, this sends a message that no matter how high-profile or well-connected you are, there's no longer a place to hide from international law. Now, let's talk about Kinahan himself. He's not just some random bad guy, he's a figurehead of the Kinahan Organized Crime Group, a network that's allegedly stretched from Dublin to South America, China, and even linked to Hezbollah. That's not just local crime, that's a global threat. And yet, he's been denying all charges. What makes this really interesting is how someone with such a sprawling empire could operate with such apparent impunity for so long. It makes me think about the gaps in intelligence sharing and the challenges of tracking these groups across borders. A detail I find fascinating is that the US offered a $5 million reward for information on him. That's not just a bounty, it's a signal that even the most powerful nations are struggling to bring people like him to justice. But here's the deeper question, why now? Why did this extradition happen after a decade of him living in Dubai? Is it because the pressure from European and American authorities finally reached a breaking point? Or was there something else, a shift in political will, a new treaty, or maybe even a business deal that made this possible? I'm leaning toward the idea that this is part of a broader trend where countries are realizing they can't afford to let these networks thrive in their territories anymore. It's not just about justice, it's about protecting their own economic and political stability. And let's not forget the human element. Kinahan's arrest wasn't a quiet affair, it involved armed police, the military, and high-security transfers. That level of coordination suggests this isn't just a legal formality, it's a high-stakes operation. What this really suggests is that even in the modern age, taking down a criminal boss isn't just about finding them, it's about ensuring they never get back on their feet. But here's the thing, no matter how many people you arrest, the networks themselves are resilient. If you take out one leader, another will rise. That's the real challenge, isn't it? It's not just about catching the big fish, it's about dismantling the entire ecosystem. And that's a battle we're still fighting.